Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, all of you. Should we wait for another 1-2 minutes for some others to join?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's wait for 2 minutes, maximum 2 minutes. If some more will join, then we'll start.
Good evening, ma'am.
Am I audible? If someone can tell or can at least send a message.
Ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Clearly audible.
Fine, thank you. ଆଉ କେମିତି ଲାଗୁଛି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଏବେ MBA classes attend କରିକି?
Ma'am, ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି.
See, the basic objective is, can anyone say what is the basic motto, objective of this kind of programs? These are basically kind of applied things, right? तो ए बड़े प्रोग्राम करिवार बेसिक मोटो कौन थाए, ऑब्जेक्टिव कौन थाए?
To get interacted.
Okay. Anybody else want to contribute to anything in this regard? What is the basic objective of this kind of programs?
Ma'am, due to this, we can gain a lot of knowledgeable things, as well as it will create an opportunity to get interacted with teachers and all other friends.
Actually, see, there are two aspects of it. Data, you can say two frame of minds or two types of orientation. This kind of programs are attended with a view to establish certain beliefs or give you an insight of something. Yeah. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କୌଣସି ବି ଇଭେଣ୍ଟ କିମ୍ବା ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟି କିମ୍ବା କନସେପ୍ଟ ଭିତରେ ନ ପଶିଥାନ୍ତି, ତାର ଯେପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ପାର୍ଟ ହେଇନଥାନ୍ତି, ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ କିଛିଟା ବିଲିଫ୍ସ ଥାଏ ରିଗାର୍ଡିଂ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍, ରାଇଟ୍? when we become a part of that, then we get to know the facts, the realities, the truths. And most often it happens ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ସେ ଜିନିଷର ପାର୍ଟ ନଥାନ୍ତି, ଆମ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଯୋଉଗୁଡ଼ା ଥାଏ, most of them are myths. Myths ମାନେ non-factual beliefs which are not supported by any facts and figures. So this is basically, this program should be attended with a view of more jedi semti kichi frame of mind achi business entrepreneurship ku neiki, that needs to be changed. One. Second, this kind of program should be treated as a source of getting food for thought. After attending these programs, tamo mind re ideas asiba darkar. Your
Hello. Sorry
Ma'am,
to
you are not
interrupt.
audible.
Hello. Madam, you are not audible. Also, I am not able to view if you are sharing any PPT or any screen.
No, ma'am, not at all sharing any PPT.
मैडम
Just having
पीटी होगा
some
तो ठीक रहेगा।
अरे मैम, पढ़ाना स्टार्ट नहीं किए हैं, बस थोड़ा सा कन्वर्सेशन ही
तो
चल रहा है।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है ठीक है।
मैम बस हमसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछे कि इस क्लास के होने का वजह क्या है, मतलब व्हाट इज द मोटिव बिहाइंड दिस। तो यही बस डिस्कशन चल रहा है।
तो कॉन्फ्रेंस
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. सेटा किच करना दरकार. Let me share the screen. दीपक बाबू मते टिके शेयर स्क्रीन शेयर रो परमिशन दियंतु. Can someone ask ना कि पीसी पाड़ी सर किए अछंती होस्ट. मते टिके परमिशन दबा को पड़िबो आपनको स्क्रीन शेयर रो.
मैडम मु होस्ट नहीं मु स्टूडेंट. हेलो
ଏବେ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ?
ମୁଁ host ଅଛି।
ଆପଣ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, ମ୍ୟାଡାମକୁ ହୋଷ୍ଟ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କଟିଗଲେଣି ବୋଧେ।
ଅଛି ମୁଁ।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
କାଇଁ
ଅଛନ୍ତି?
ମତେ ତ କିଛି ଆସୁନି।
ଆପଣ ହୋଷ୍ଟ
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ କିଏ ଗାଇଡ୍ କରିଦେବେ କି ମତେ କେମିତି ହୋଷ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବେ, ଯିଏ ମାନେ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଯିଏ କରିପାରିବେ।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ହଁ, ପାଢୀ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଗାଇଡ୍ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ମତେ ସେ କେମିତି ହୋଷ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବେ।
ହୋଷ୍ଟ କେମିତି କରିପାରିବ? ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ମୁଁ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ, ମତେ କେମିତି ହୋଷ୍ଟ କରିଲେ?
ଆପଣ ମେନୁ ବଟନ କୁ ଯାଇକିରି ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେଟିଂ ଅଛି। ମୋବାଇଲ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ?
ହଁ।
ମୋବାଇଲ ମେନୁ ବଟନ କୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସେଟିଂ ଅଛି। ସେଠି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ଅପସନ ଆସିବ।
ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ।
ଯୋଉଠି ମ୍ୟୁଟ ଆଉ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ଭିଡିଓ ଅଛି ନା, ତାକୁ ସ୍କ୍ରୋଲ କରିକି ପୁରା ଲାଷ୍ଟ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଥିବ ମୋର ଅପସନ, ତାକୁ କ୍ଲିକ କର। ମୋର ସେଟିंग्स କୁ ଯାଅ, ତାପରେ ସେଠି ହବ।
अब आइए थोड़ा, इसको देखिए कैसे होस्ट करने का। वो मेरे को होस्ट कर दिया, उसको कैसे ओके परमिट करने का? वो मैडम क्लास लेंगे, वो मेरे को होस्ट कर दिया, तो उसको परमिशन कैसे देगा? केमती एटा एटा करिए ପାଇଁ କହିଲେ? ये देखो ना, ये रखो ना इधर। मैडम ये क्लास ले रहे, उनको होस्ट मेरे को रख दिया, परमिट करना पड़ेगा। वो मेनू बटन कहाँ है?
उसका नहीं रहा था इसमें तो।
हम्म
उसका नहीं रहा इसमें तो, लाइव चल रहा बस।
मैडम आदर किसी आसुनी एक्चुअली।
तळे जो आपनकर लेखा हैनी कि म्यूट स्टार्ट वीडियो पार्टिसिपेंट, तळे जोटा थिबो गोटे लाइन रे सब ऑप्शन गुडा,
मैडम
आपण
गोटे
सेतिरे
कहीं
लास्ट को जांतु गोटे मोर लेखा जाइथिबो।
हाँ मैडम।
से मोर टारे देखिले, मोर रे किछि अछि कि सेटिंग्स रे।
हाँ,
और इफ एनीबॉडी हैज द फोन नंबर ऑफ द कोऑर्डिनेटर प्लीज कॉल, कारण मो ए फोन टारे एबे कॉल करले कटि जबो अगेन ए लिंक टा। If anybody has an option, you call the coordinator and ask them to do that.
ନହେଲେ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଆପଣ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଲିଙ୍କ ପଠାନ୍ତୁ, ଜଏନ କଲେ ହେଇଯିବ, ଆପଣ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯିବେ।
କାଟିକି ଆଉ ଥରେ ଜଏନ କରିବି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା, ମାନେ ଆପଣ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଲିଙ୍କ ପଠେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ,
କାଟିକି
ସେୟାର
ଆଉ ଥରେ
କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ,
ଜଏନ୍
ହେଇଯିବ,
କରନ୍ତୁ।
ଆପଣ ହୋଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯିବେ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆଉଥରେ ଆପଣ ଲିଙ୍କ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିକି ସେୟାର କରନ୍ତୁ।
लिंक तो मु क्रिएट कले हबनी ना, से जहाँ डीडीसी रु मते पठेइचंती सेटा नै मते जॉइन करिया को हबो।
के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा?
स्क्रोल करंतु, तळे जो अच्छे ऑप्शंस पार्टिसिपेंट सब स्क्रोल लास्ट रे मोर ऑप्शन थे।
हाँ,
ताकू
मोर ऑप्शन मु खोलली, ऊपर लिखा है लॉक मीटिंग, वेटिंग रूम, हाइड ऑल द प्रोफाइल, शेयर स्क्रीन, चैट विथ स्टार्ट वीडियो, रीनेम, मु सब तो ऑन कर देली।
शेयर स्क्रीन को ऑन कले।
हाँ
मैम नाउ यू ट्राई वंस, आपण आउथरे ट्राई करंतु।
हां हां, नाउ आई कैन डू दैट।
हेलो मैडम।
हां हां हां, आज्ञा, धन्यवाद।
नमस्कार मैडम, थैंक यू। मेरा वीडियो ऑफ कैसे करिए? उनको स्टार्ट हो गया।
Is it visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So today we'll start with module 2, that is personality. Okay. So basically personality विषय हमने बहुत किछि जानी चंती. We know what is personality. Personality को use करके कौन करा जाए परियो संसार रे सेगुड़ा भी हम जानी चंती. What we will try to understand in today's class is exactly personality कौन आउ किछटा थ्योरीज जेतु से थ्योरीज रो बेसी रोल नाही बट आपनकर जेतु सिलेबस रे अछि सो विल डिस्कस टिके ब्रीफली खाली थ्योरीज कोटा डिस्कस कर दबा एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रो देन विल डिस्कस कोटे जिंस कांसेप्ट अछि इंडिविजुअल डिफरेंसेस एंड how it is related to organization or to job, right? Personality ro job sangre kon relationship and as a manager what you need to understand of personality which will help you to get things done by from the employees, right? First anybody can tell me what is personality? Slide रे गोटे मोटा सोटा तामझाम वाला मु देई देछि definition which is to be or which is of help for attending the answering questions in the examination, right? But to understand it गोटे simple way रे जदि आमे बुझिया को चाहिबा what is personality? के कहि परिबे?
मैम जहाँ आमर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और बिहेवियर को रिप्रेजेंट करे ताकू पर्सनालिटी कहती.
Okay, so when my characteristics and behavior, okay, fine, good. So when let's suppose I'm saying that Amitabh Bachchan holds a very good personality. When I as a person who I'm saying this, can it be considered as a right statement?
Ma'am, can you repeat it once again?
If I say Amitabh Bachchan has a great personality, can this statement be considered as a right statement?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And is there anybody in this group who says no? No. So all agree to this. Can you give out a reason why? Why so?
Sound asuni.
Sound asuni?
Ma'am, asuchi ma'am sound.
Ma'am, Asuchi.
Then please sir, check at your end.
Ma'am, according to your question, ma'am, answer है कि great. अपन जो कहले कि अमिताभ बच्चन is a great personality.
Has a great personality.
Sorry, has a great personality. It shows his behavior and it tells about his character. Means
Okay.
it represents.
Now the question is, all we are sitting in this room making a discussion. How many of us knows Amitabh Bachchan as a person? And I'm afraid nobody knows him as an
Yes,
individual
ma'am.
or as a person. We all know him as an actor.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all know him the way he acts on the screen. And it won't be unfair to say that whatever he shows us on the screen has been beautifully scripted by some storytellers, some story writers, some lyricists, some director, some action directors. They all have told him or taught him or guided him or mentored him to do so on the screen. And whatever he is doing on the screen, it may not be his own persona. It may not be his own behavior. It may not be his own belief. It may not be his own opinion. So when people, all those people we hear who don't know Amitabh Bachchan as an individual say that he holds a great personality, probably are wrong in citing this statement. Right? So what we are talking about? We are talking about his acting skills as an actor. We can say, we can comment, he is a great actor. Right. So as you can see on the screen, there are certain definitions of personality which says that characteristics and behavior that comprise a person's unique adjustment to life is personality, or it is a pattern within an individual that affect his interaction with others. To simplify all this, the best way to understand personality is basically the totality of a person. And when I say totality of a person, every element which makes an individual, starting from his physical appearance, to his emotional states, to his social affairs, to his intellectual abilities, all these elements together, a man is a combination of physically what he is, socially, his social affairs means how he is interacting with others, his emotional abilities, how he is carrying his emotions, and his intellectual power, his knowledge, value system. This all together makes a personality. It is the totality of a person which comprises of his physical, social, emotional, and intellectual traits. And how to know the physical, emotional, social, and intellectual state of a man? These traits will get exhibited in behavior, in attitudes, in manners, in values, in beliefs, in interests, in habits, in hobbies, etc. That means when we will see the behavior of an individual, when we will see the response of an individual towards certain objects, towards certain events, towards certain situations, towards certain individuals, we can clearly make out what are his personality characteristics. So it becomes very easy to read personality or to judge personality because personality gets reflected in behavior. Right? So the simplest definition of personality is it is the totality of an individual which include a individual's physical, social, emotional, and intellectual traits. These traits are exhibited in form of behaviors, emotions, attitudes, knowledge, values, beliefs, interests, habits, etc. This term personality has been derived from a Latin word persona. Persona means mask. So this personality is a set of traits, characteristics, which stays like a mask around an individual. And we will make a judgment of the individual looking onto that mask. Right? So personality is a set of characteristics which surrounds the individual and guide his actions. बुझिएला पर्सनालिटी कौन पर्सनालिटी है गोटे लोकर गोटे इंडिविजुअल टोटालिटी एंड बेसिकली आदि चारिटा एस्पेक्ट आसुची मेजरली वन इज फिजिकल हाउ ए पर्सन इज बिल्ट बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर केमितिया कलर केमितिया हाइट केते वेट केते ऑल दिस थिंग्स सोशल फैक्टर्स हाउ ही इज इंटरैक्टिंग विथ अदर्स अन्य लोकन सहित ताके व्यवहार केमिति इमोशनल फैक्टर्स how he is handling his emotions and the sense organs, and intellectual traits, intellectual characteristics, how he is utilizing his brain to make decisions. This all together makes the personality of a person. Now, to support this, now there is a picture on your screen. There's a slide of some pictures on your screen, and there are 5 images. Right? Now, do you perceive all these 5 individuals as the same? Now, for example, I mean, gote aspect dhariba. Let's suppose you have to give profession to these individuals. A individual manku gote profession attach kariya, tag kariya ko habo. Right? You try and help me out. What profession we should give to these individuals? Left, top left. First image, top left. What can be a profession the person is into? A loko ko type of profession re thibo bolli ame bhabiba.
Dancing.
Actor.
Advertisement.
Model.
Dance.
Actor.
Model, actor, dancing. Okay. Bottom left. Picture below it, bottom left. Man sitting with a laptop. That
Official.
Corporate
Official.
Corporate job.
he is a corporate executive working in some multinational company or so.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
the middle one.
News reporter.
News reporter. Okay, fine. A news reporter.
Or maybe businessman.
Or a businessman. Okay, top right.
Comedian. Actor.
Comedian.
A comedian, a actor. And bottom right.
Some teacher.
A teacher.
No.
Yeah,
No.
teacher. Yes. Teacher, ma'am. Teacher.
Teacher. Anybody else? Any other profession? Now see, we don't know who these people are. We don't know their characteristics. We don't know them. We don't know their behavior. We don't know their beliefs. ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ କିଛି ଜାଣିନୁ ଖାଲି 5ଟା ଇମେଜ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କ୍ରିନରେ ଦେଖୁଛୁ. And what basically we are seeing are their facial expressions, their attire, and some of their body languages. ତାଙ୍କ ଡ୍ରେସଟା ଦେଖୁଛୁ, ତାଙ୍କ ବଡି ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଦେଖୁଛୁ, ଆଉ କିଛିଟା ବଡି ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଦେଖୁଛୁ, ତାଙ୍କ ଫେସିଆଲ ଜେସ୍ଚର ଦେଖୁଛୁ. Right? When you say the top left is a actor, why can't be the middle picture be of a actor who is trying to act like a newsreader? Is it not possible? Yes, it is possible. And the moment we say this is actor, this is a comedian, this is a newsreader or an anchor, this is a corporate executive, this is a teacher, and tapare jodi mo pacharibi prati image ro a set of characteristics kuha. गोटे टीचर रो कोन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हेतिबो से कॉमेडियन जे तारो कोन नेचर हेतिबो ता कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स कोन हेतिबो जे कॉर्पोरेट एग्जीक्यूटिव भले देखा जाउची तारो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स कोन हेतिबो आई एम वेरी श्योर वी ऑल कैन सिट डाउन एंड एट लीस्ट राइट 10 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ ईच.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and we can, our judgment might not be right, but we will be able to judge, make a judgment of their personality. आमे तांकरो पूरा गोटे behavioral trait assume करि परिबा. Those assumptions may not stand true always, but we can assume. Now this, so see, small elements within us communicate a personality of us to others. Gote simple facial gesture, gote attire, what you wear, what are your body languages, how you smile, what do you wear, how you stand, can help others to perceive a personality of yours. अन्य मानंको तमरो personality रो गोटे image communicate करे. And then based on that perception, people start reacting to you, behaving with you. Now let's suppose you are in a very crowded bus. गोटे बस रे तमे बसिचो बहुत भिड़ होइची खचा खच भिड़ होइची बस आसी के बाणीबार छकरे पहुंची गला right now two people are riding up दी जण बस रे चढ़िले as usual हमर हकर्स माने डाकंती सर आसंतु आसंतु ना रे सीट नाही भिड़ अछि अरे फुटबॉल खेल हबो पछरे आसंतु एते जगह अछि आपण आसु नांती now two people ride the bus दी जण चढ़िले बाणीबार छकरे one in a very formal attire पूरा गोटे कॉर्पोरेट एग्जीक्यूटिव वाला ड्रेस देछि टाई वाई पिंदिछि नाइसली प्रेस्ड शर्ट चिक चिक शर्ट लेदर शूज पिंदी की चढ़िले आउ जने गोटे कैजुअल वेयर रे गोटे टी शर्ट एंड टी शर्ट अधा झुली जाउछि कान रे इयरफोन लागिछि राइट गोटे गॉगल्स पिंदाइछि नाउ whom do you expect जे कंडक्टर जे अछि बस रो हकर जे अछि से काहा को गोटे सीट ऑफर करिवो गोटे सीट ता पाखरे अछि the seat on which he was sitting whom he will offer that seat to ए दी जन को भितरु से ता सीट ता काहा को ऑफर करिवो
It could be anyone.
No, जो परफेक्ट अटायर में आया है उसको.
okay
Yes, ma'am.
some people say it can be anyone and some others say जे भलो ड्रेस वेल ड्रेस्ड अछि ताको
And the
and do
perception
anyone
might change.
Society,
Na? That's why.
actually, society, ma'am, always prefer uniform, clean and smart guys. So, ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ଆଗ prefer କରିବେ।
pardon come again
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସୋସାଇଟି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ସେଇମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆଗ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟି ଦିଏ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଆମ ଯେମିତି କି ଚାଇଲ୍ଡହୁଡ ରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖି ଦେଖି ଆସିବା ସ୍ମାର୍ଟ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ କହିଲେ ଯିଏ ବେଶୀ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସୋସାଇଟି ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟି ଦିଏ ତ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡହୁଡ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ଅଛି ତ ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ସେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ
okay see what happens there is more chance see individuals vary in terms of their behavior we don't know who the bus conductor is and what is his frame of mind but there is higher chance that he will offer the seat to a well dressed person the reason being ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଓଡିଆରେ ଗୋଟେ କହନ୍ତି ବେକ ଦେଖି ବିକ right the reason being he makes a judgment of a particular type of personality of that individual से लोकर ड्रेस टाको देखिकी किंबा लोकटी की देखिकी ता विषय रे गोटे कंप्लीट स्टोरी ता माइंड रे नैरेट है जो who he is who he might be what must be his educational skills what must be his engagements what must be his professions what must be his income what must be his class belongingness and all these things has been conveyed by the attire the person is wearing or by the physical build of the person who is entering in right so personality basically is determined by very many factors by very many factors and जेतने हमें personality की बुझिया को चेष्टा करू को लोकर जेते theories हमर अछि there are basically two schools of thoughts or you can say there are two types of assumptions right some thought the two assumptions are some people say personality develops by nature means it is a biological process it is something inside us it is a inner phenomenon it flows from generation to generation something like that but there is another school of thought which says that personality can be nurtured nurtured means it can be taught it can be learned it can be imbibed it can be acquired
it can be developed both.
Yes. So there are two schools of thoughts. One school support that it is a nature. The other school says it is a nurture. And when we will try to discuss personality in context to organizations, you will find that it is most often a combination of two. In many of the instances, you will find that it is a combination of two. Both nature and nurture. So before understanding how to judge the personality, we have to understand what are the determinants of personality. What are those factors which can help us to make a judgment of the personality? As a manager, you have to first, before making any policies, before making any processes, before designing any system, you have to understand what type of personalities my employees are to. And to understand their personality, you have to first understand what are the determinants, what are the factors I should look into from which personality comes into picture. And we can categorize those determinants into 4 types. Physical determinants, biological determinants, make of the body ro structure kemta achi. Social determinants, which behave as a part of a community. When we say social determinants, we are trying to understand their behavior with respect to a group, with respect to a class, or with respect to a community. Being a member of a group, how they are behaving. Psychological determinants, what is the frame of mind? What is the mental state? And how this mental state is influencing personality or guiding behavior. And the 4th one is intellectual determinants. Intellectual determinants means like the value system, knowledge, use of not knowledge exactly, use of knowledge, morality, humanity. Right. And in these 4 types of determinants, if you see, biological determinant is something which is nature, which support that nature substance of personality. But social determinants or psychological determinants or intellectual determinants again to some extent also support nature aspect of personality. But social and psychological and some part of intellectual, they support the nurture aspects of personality. How a person interacts with the members of a group largely depends on how the members are interacting with him. Is someone following the cultural norms? Depends on how other members are behaving in that particular situation. There are certain culture-specific behavior. There are certain cultural characteristics. This cultural characteristics changes when we move from place to place, nation to nation, go from religion to religion. This cultural characteristics changes. The culture-specific behavior changes. Right. So personality of an individual is made with a combination of all these 4 types of factors. Biological factors, which are more related with hereditary, genetics, your brain function, because it is science says that the brain has 2 parts, left brain, right brain. Right brain are more decisive people, they are disciplined, they are very serious, and left brain people with left active brain are more creative, are more talented, are more energetic, more enthusiastic, fun loving. Right. So, and the social determinants are the like cultural norms, following the cultural norms, following the culture specific behavior, or showing the cultural characteristics. Psychological determinants are behavior, emotions. Now, let's suppose, for example, you are going to attend a funeral ceremony. You are going to attend that. What you will wear? What you wear and go there shows a part of your aspect of your personality.
White dress.
There, what you wear is will be a emotion bound decision.
White color dress.
White color dress.
Anything other than any vibrant color.
Yes.
Anything
Black
other than
color.
a floral plain. Any dress which will show you in a subtle image, which will show you a subtle image, which will communicate that you are not very happy, which will communicate that you are not enjoying. Right? So you might not be feeling that pain. Sangoro jejebapa expect korjechon jaku mu kebe dekhini janko bisare mu kichi janini. I had absolutely no connect with him, but what I wear is important because that will communicate my personality to them, and what I will wear will be guided by emotional aspect of my body, of my part, of my personality. What emotion is prevailing when I hear this news? Based on that, I would choose something to wear, the color I choose to wear. So these are the 4 determinants of personality. Then there are many theories of personality. Typically, your course contain these 4 types of theories. These are not theories; these are types of theories.
Ma'am, you
Ma'am,
are not audible.
not audible, not audible. Please
Your
repeat
voice is
again.
not audible.
Is it audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now it
Yes.
is audible.
So we will discuss theories. There are many theories of personality. Your course include these 4 types of theories. Type theories, trait theories, social learning theory, and psychoanalytic theory. Since we are running short of time, I'll just a summary of theories dedebi. You have to read it elaborately to understand it. Mogalita summary ta koi dochi, right? To start with, first is psychoanalytic theory, which was profound by the great psychologist called Sigmund Freud. The summary of this theory is, to understand this theory, the baseline of the theory is, the theory says, as per personality, who we are decides what we do. Right? That means this theory says that our external behavior, I mean, behave, what we do, our actions, action is something external, which is visible, which is overt. Others can see my behavior. So the way I'm behaving primarily is backed by what I'm inside, within. मोर एक्शन जहाँ मो एक्शन शो करूची बिहेवियर टुवर्ड्स अदर्स मो शो करूची पर्सनालिटी मो एग्जिबिट करूची इट इज प्राइमरीली बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट आई एम फ्रॉम विदिन who we are decides what we do. रिसेंटली मो को गोटे पॉडकास्ट रे सुनी थिली सपोज तमे गोटे कॉफी मग नहीं कि जाउच सामने रो जने आसिला दी जनकर टिके धक्का ही गला जस्ट बाजी गला शोल्डर शोल्डर एंड तम कॉफी रो तम कप रो कॉफी स्पिल डाउन पड़ी गला तळु टिके चहली कि पड़ी गला. Now the question is, why coffee spilled from your mug? Why coffee spilled from your mug? Coffee kahin padi gala tamo mug ro? Can anybody answer this?
Due to moment of inertia.
Due to moment of inertia, okay. जो मैंने science student नोंदी हमें physics ना जाए कि भी generally you can answer. This is a very simple question. You were holding a coffee mug, someone कार संगे रोटी टिके slide धक्का ही गला, then coffee spilled from your mug. Why coffee got spilled from the mug? Very simple question. He told due to moment of inertia और हमें simple way रे कहवे धक्का ही गला सेति ପାଇଁ पड़ी गला. Anybody else?
No, ma'am.
ମାନେ କଫି ଫୁଲ ଥିଲା ବୋଧେ ମଗ ରେ
Coffee mug रे full थिला सेति ପାଇଁ पड़ी गला. Okay. Anybody else?
ସେ ନାହିଁ ଲୋକ ସ୍ଥିର ଥିଲା ତାକୁ ହଠାତ୍ ଇଏ ଆସିଗଲା ଧକ୍କା ଯେମିତି ଦେଲେ ତାକୁ ସେ ସମ୍ଭାଳି ପାରିଲେନି.
See, the answer is that they have personality context.
मगर कॉफी थिला बेले ढाली हे गला.
Yes. The answer can be the personality aspect is यदि हमें बुझिया को चाहिए बैठा को से कॉफी मग रे कॉफी थिला बोली कॉफी पड़िला यदि चा थांता चा पड़ी थांता यदि पानी थांता पानी पड़ी थांता. Why coffee got spilled? Because there was coffee in the mug. Suppose मते जने गाड़ी दउची मु ताकू भी गाड़ी देबी. I cannot say सी मते गाड़ी देला बोली मु ताकू गाड़ी देली. That is there within me. What is coming out is there inside me. This is psychoanalytic theory, which says that who we are decides what we do. Our external behavior is guided by our inner we, inner being. And what is there in the inner? Two things. What is the label of consciousness? Consciousness means awareness. आपको जब elaborately discuss करिया से प्रवचन आड़कु टिके पड़ेबो. Label of consciousness is awareness. Our consciousness has three labels. One is active awareness, conscious. One is passive or inactive awareness, that is subconscious. Our gote hela unconscious. Unconscious is non-existence awareness or faded awareness. If I will now ask your name, what is your name? You can promptly say that. This is conscious. This information is in your conscious state. You are quite aware about it. You remember it, you know it, you understand it. If I'll ask, when you were in class 4, who was your class teacher? You'll take little time to tell me.
I remembered, ma'am.
Yes, some remember. And if you remember that, तमे जदि टक टक कहि परियो जेमिति तम ना कहउछो जदि तांका ना कहि दे परिबो, then that is in your conscious state. And although if you will ask me, I'll take now 10-15 minutes to remember. Mu gote sequence establish karibe. Acha class 1 re ye thile, 2 re thile, 3 re thile, 4 na 4 re siye bodhe na thile, siye thile. Then this is subconscious. Inactive awareness. Awareness अच्छी किंतु inactive अच्छी कारण बहुत दिन हेलानी awareness टा use हेनी. So that information or that thing is in my subconscious level. Unconscious level, which I cannot tell, I don't know. Then सेटा अच्छी केमती बोली जानी वा unconscious state रे? Things you dream about. Something you speak with a slip of tongue. तमे कहि दे कबो ओ slip of tongue हे गला. Those things are there in the unconscious level. Right? So first aspect of inner being hela gote hela level of consciousness. In which level of consciousness your mind is. Second is there are three aspects of the mind. Mind ra tinita state. Mind ta tinita state re exist kare. Every individual. Those three states are id, ego, and superego. Id is the aspect of mind which works on the principle of pleasure. माइंड को आमे देते तीन पार्ट रे डिवाइड करिया. ईड पार्ट टा ताको सदाळे प्लेजर दरकार, हैप्पीनेस दरकार, कंटेंटमेंट दरकार, सैटिस्फैक्शन दरकार. ईगो एंड सुपर ईगो would be like if ego is a loving mother, super ego is a disciplined father. It works on the principle of pleasure. Ego works on the principle of reality or rationality. And superego works on the principle of ought to be. It works on the principle of right or wrong, nothing in between. Right. Now let's suppose a couple with a kid had been to their friend's house. Jane husband wife छोट छुआ को नेकी तांगा सांग घर को जाइचंती. Okay. से सांगर पिलार टॉय देखि कि this kid started making a complaint. More भी सही भलिया टॉय टे दरकार. What the kid will do? से होस्ट जे जा घर को तमे जाइचो से होस्ट तांको पिला गोटे छोट टॉय रे खेलुची and your kid is now he wants that toy. What he will do?
He will pursue.
He will try to snatch it from him. He will cry. He will enter into a fight with that boy. बुझिला? से निश्चय ता संगे झगड़ा स्टार्ट कर दबो ताटो सेटा छडेबा स्टार्ट कर दबो नले आसी कि बापा मापा के कांदीबा स्टार्ट कर दबो his behavior is primarily guided by id ए जो behavior टा it is guided by id because id always wants pleasure in life by any means I want that toy and to have that toy these are the ways I should behave what the mother will do mother will say okay don't fight mu aji gala bele I will buy you a same toy or mother will try to convince the other child oh he is smaller than you you give it for some time then he will give back now this behavior is guided by ego and to understand this you have to first understand superego superego is a state of mind which primarily is guided by principle of right or wrong what the father will do father will say no don't fight father will never say ame aji goru gola bele emtia gote toy I will buy you rather he will try to make the child disciplined by showing him eyes by telling him no you are showing a wrong behavior mother will try to establish a balance between the kid's behavior and the father's behavior she will try to mediate and mother intention sadale roibo it be satisfy hei jao au jo way re satisfy hobo that should not be wrong so that superego is also getting satisfied so she is convincing the other child if you give him the toy this is not wrong if the child will snatch it a wrong hobo but if you are giving your toy to him for play for some time this is not wrong when this is not wrong superego is happy when the kid is getting the toy the kid is happy id is happy this is how our mind has three states id ego superego and our decisions are guided by जो time रे हमें decision नौचु को part टा dominating अछि id is dominating ego is dominating or superego is dominating and in different situations different aspect of mind dominates and our decisions changes varies in the same problem situation different individuals will take different decisions it is because all their minds are not having the same type of id ego and superego at that particular moment we I mean nije bhi dita situation a similar kind of situation at times we take different decisions because we don't know at what time which part of the mind is dominating the decision it's id ego or superego and whenever ego fails to establish a balance between id and superego they develop a defense mechanism like let's suppose the mother will say are se toy ta bhari asana se taku kali mati re pakei ki khelutila ta upare kali toilet kari deitila now this is a defense mechanism ego is protecting itself when the mother dekh salani bapa bahut ragi galeni ebe either se chua ko maribe se chua kandibo or something will happen so she has now behaved in a way which will protect the situation that is called defense mechanism so our behavior how we behave depends on who we are and who we are is connected with our level of consciousness and the state or element of our mind and which part of the mind is in dominating position bujhigla psychoanalytic theory the next is social learning theory so psychoanalytic theory primarily believes that personality is a process of nature something internal right whereas social learning theory believes that personality is a process of nurture and these theories claim that almost all behaviors are learned now if you observe a kid or an infant dharo tame gote 6 mas 7 mas 8 mas ro chua ko observe karibo you give him food in a tray or in a bowl how he will eat that food Will he use both the hands? गोटे 6-7 months रे infant को हमें जदि गोटे food किसी भी food substance दबा गोटे bowl ले, you will observe primarily that the infant is using both the hands. दी हाथ खाऊची, केतबेले मुंह भितर से food पसुची, केतबेले बाहर पड़ी जाऊची, dress रे पड़ी जाऊची, तळे पड़ी जाऊची. A complete mess has occurred. But that same infant, when he grows up, by the time he reaches 3, 4, 5 years, now he has understood that I have to eat food with right hand. And how he had, what made him understand that? He had observed other members of the family using right hand to feed themselves. He have understood that while feeding or while eating food, I should not spill it on the dress. I should not spill it on the table. धीरे धीरे से जदि गोटे खाली eating behavior देखिबा, gradually as he grows in terms of age, his eating pattern changes. How it changes? Through learning, through observation, through modeling. Right?
No.
So social, yes. Okay, please put yourself in mute. So social learning theory says that behaviors or personality can be learned, can be developed, can be imbibed from the surrounding. So as per this theory, the first thing is it can be learned. Learning means bringing in permanent changes or relatively permanent. When we say relatively permanent changes which will stay for a relatively longer period of time. ସେଇଟା କୁ ହିଁ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ କୁହାଯାଏ. ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଲର୍ନ କରି ଶିଖିଛୁ ଆଉ ସେଟା ଆମ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ରହୁନି ଗୋଟେ good amount of time ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ, then we have not learned it. So learning is a process which can bring in relatively permanent change in behavior. And since childhood, from whom we learn from our models. Who are those models? Parents can be those models, relatives can be those models, friends can be those models, teachers can be those models, neighbors can be those models. We learn from models, role models. And how we continue with that behavior? With positive or negative reinforcement. What does that mean? Jo behavior ta hame show kallu, and we got a reward for that in any form, we tend to repeat that behavior. Positive reinforcement means repetition, encouraging to repeat a behavior. Negative reinforcement means encouragement not to repeat the behavior. Right? Let's suppose आमे गेस्ट को घर को गला बेले हम छोट पिला मान को कहि थाउ सेठी जाई समस्त को नमस्कार करिवो. Right? Or सेठी जाई कि जे समस्त पचारिवे rhymes गोटे को, you tell that you recite a rhyme and the child do that. से जाई के आगे समस्त को नमस्कार करला, then everyone praised, अरे किते बढ़िया पिलाटे आसु आसु समस्त को नमस्कार करूची. Now this is a positive reinforcement. He will remember it. Next time when he visits someone else, he will show that behavior. He will repeat the behavior because he is getting a reinforcement in return to that. Right? And when I say he is remembering it, that is called internalized rewards. He is feeling happy himself that others are praising him. This is internalization of reward. When, like for example, sometimes children lie. Micho koi debe, aisi bote micho koi debe. Then there would be a guilt feeling inside. That is a negative reinforcement. That guilt will create such internal troubles, then they will tend not to repeat that behavior in future. This is personality as per social learning theory, which says that Personality can be developed, can be learned, can be nurtured from the environment we are in. Okay, so since it is 6 o'clock today, we'll continue the other two theories in the next class. In the meantime, you can browse for these two theories. Yadi kichi bhi bujhi hobani or there would be any doubt, you can come up with your doubts. First 5 minutes of the class, I would try to explain that. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.